Good morning.
Good morning. Welcome to the Muscle of Yarn podcast.
Mm-hmm.
It is Thursday.
September 13th.
It is.
It is, and it's in the morning. So I am going to the Webb's retreat this afternoon. So I am heading out not too long after we get done recording. I got to get some stuff squared away at the store, but she's just looking.
She's sniffing. Sorry.
Ella's here.
Ella's here.
So we're coming in a little early to get the podcast done.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys will have an episode this week. And
Yeah.
I'm Kelly.
And I'm Angela.
And you can find the store. See, this is I'm switching it up today.
Yeah, switch it up, Kelly.
You can find the store on all kinds of social media. We're most active on Ravelry, Facebook, and Instagram. And of course our website too, where we post all of the fun yarns that we're going to show you in a little bit. Yeah, so just look for Muscle of Yarn out on the interwebs.
Mm-hmm. You just do a Google search. We come up everywhere.
Yeah,
pretty much.
So,
This time.
yeah.
So if you want to follow us individually out on social media, you can find me out on Instagram and Ravelry as Junior Bird Kid.
And you can find me on Instagram as Kelly O Spins, and you can find me on Ravelry as Kelly Spins.
Nice. And feel free to follow or friend us on those two mediums. We like to see what everybody else is doing. You know,
Mine is mostly knitting, but I have some animal, and I did sunsets and food and stuff on occasion. So
Yep. No drowned rat pictures from me this week. Well, not literal.
Not
drowned.
a literal drowned rat.
Not a literal drowned rat.
And
It was
looking like a
me.
drowned rat
Like
because she got
in a
soaked.
crazy downpour, and I had to get to my car. It was awesome. And of course, I had to post it on social media because why not?
Yeah.
Why not? So we like to start our podcast with our picks of the week.
We do.
And the way that we do this is we each pick an item from the store, and with the coupon code we give you in between the two items, you can get 10% off our online or in-store as a thank you. Thank you for watching.
Right.
So,
Yeah. So I can go first if you like.
sure.
My pick of the week this week is Malabrigo Rasta. I know, look at all those fun colors. So, Malabrigo, I should say, not Rasta. Malabrigo introduced some new colorways in Rasta. They're calling it the Tribeca collection, but in our system, it's all just under Rasta. So if you click the link, the Tribeca yarns are going to be showing up there. So basically what the Tribeca yarns are very soft shades that they did. Because, you know, if you know Malabrigo's yarns, a lot of, look at those really saturated kettle-dyed colors. So the Tribeca collection, which I'm pulling all of the ones that are part of that we have in stock, are these guys. So they're paler, softer shades, kind of pastel-y, but they're really pretty. And then we also have the more traditional ones too. So this fuchsia is a fairly new color. She's having fun with a curtain. It's entertaining her, so you know.
Really. Yeah.
This fuchsia is a fairly new color, and it's really, really lovely. They've had it in other bases before, but they've just released it in some of the other ones, like Rasta. It's now in Rasta, it's in Rios, and some of the other bases. So we have it in stock in some of those. But it's a super bulky yarn, and it is it's $22 a skein. They're 150 gram skeins, and there's approximately 90 yards on each of the skeins. So the reason that I picked this is because I had a skein that Malabrigo sent us so we could check out the new colorway, and I made a hat. So this is an FO, and I'll talk about this a little bit later, but this is the Honey Pie hat from Tin Can Knits. So I think it was like a $5 or $6 pattern. So But I'll talk about this guy in a little bit. But you can do some really fun accessories, and I love that kind of honeycomb pattern. So that's the reason behind why I chose the Rasta this week. And also, if you're starting to work on Christmas presents, Rasta knits up so quickly. It was a really, really popular yarn for us this past year. A lot of people did quick accessories. They wanted just a quick project that they could give, and there's Malabriga also has the Rasta book, which has some great accessories. It's got a couple really lovely sweaters in it,
nice.
Which I would wear more like an outer piece, a jacket, because it's a really heavy duty yarn, very, very thick. So quick to knit, except for me, big needles aren't as quick. So
I tended to find that I fiddle with the needles a little bit. So I think we have already... I can't take my dog or kids anywhere, apparently. We have already picked the coupon code for this week, and it'll be a little insight into maybe what the next yarn is. So the coupon code this week is Weekly Pick Malabrigo.
Mm-hmm.
So...
we're just paying a little tribute to Malabrigo.
And up next... this is also a new to us yarn by Malabrigo. Is it also a new line for them?
They've had it. This has been in their line for a while. We just haven't brought it in.
Okay.
So we just brought this in.
Okay,
It's a
so
lovely yarn.
this is I'm in a Machita. Machita. So it is a single ply fingering weight yarn.
Mm-hmm.
So probably not good for socks, but it would be good for lots of other things.
Shawls,
hats,
sweaters,
mitts.
you name it. Yep.
Basically anything that's not going into a really high friction area, and that's just because the single ply doesn't have as much structure.
And
to
it being a merino too, it's gonna
Yep.
get really fuzzy.
Yep.
If it's
something that's...
getting...
So we have... These are all the colors we have. And I was not as fancy as Kelly, and I did not put them into the basket. Well, I did put them into basket, just... There wasn't quite enough for them to stand up.
Right. Well, the Rasta is so full that...
What?
It's an avalanche!
It's an avalanche of yarn. So this is the Machita. We've got, as you can see,
Lots of
pretty colors.
A lot of them that'll work really well together too. Like those two bluish ones, those are really pretty together.
This is a really pretty fall kind of color. So here's some details on this. So the Machita is 100 grams, 420 yards. It retails for $20, so it's a very affordable single ply yarn.
Yep. And their colorways are
beautiful.
That is just so pretty.
Teal feather, which is one of my favorites.
We have that colorway
like
through all of the Malabrigo ones.
I mean, look at these
so pretty.
two together. It's just gorgeous.
Yeah.
And it goes great with this, with the gray, which is Polar Moon.
Oh, that's Polar Moon.
Polar Moon.
Plomo is very similar.
Plomo. I think this is Plomo.
That one's
Pearl.
Yeah, that one's Pearl.
Pearl. Did I miss? I might have missed one. Water green. This is actually, I think, the color, if you've been following for a while, that I made the clockwork shawl out of. It wasn't this particular yarn. So anyway.
So Malabrigo.
And
that's that.
If you need a tutorial for where the coupon code goes, we did that for everyone in episode 73.
Yep.
So just take a look at the beginning of that episode to see with a lot more detail where the code goes.
Yeah.
In the online orders. So.
Excellent.
Yeah. So you're wearing some hand knits today.
Yep, but I've got my FO, and I'll talk a little bit more about this.
Okay.
So, FO. All right, we do what we're wearing first, but I'll just get this out of the way.
We'll do both. It's fine.
Okay.
Do it all at the same time.
I'll just do this real quick. So I haven't blocked this yet, so it's probably not technically done, but whatever.
Totally counts.
I'm going to count it because you may not see it again, because after it gets blocked, it'll probably be just kind of hanging out in the store as a shop sample. So if you really, really want to see it, you can come in the store and check it out. But it's also going to get that pom-pom on the top.
cool.
So these are pom-poms that we have in the store. They are online, and they're from Online, the online company. And they're pom-pom polys. And we have them in 4 different colorways. And
one of the reasons why we love these pom-poms so much is, other than the fact that they're just cool and fun, but they have a snap.
So if you want to switch them between hats, or you want to wash them, wash your garment or your hat, you just snap them off. So I just have to sew this part of the snap to the hat, and then I just have to snap it on. And they're acrylic, so if you don't want to get one that is made from animal fur, these are acrylic, and they're actually quite lovely for an acrylic pom-pom. They did a really nice job with them. So that's going to go on there. So this is the honey pie hat from Tin Can Knits, and it was super quick. I started it on Sunday, and if I hadn't run out of yarn, I had just a little bit left on the top. So it is more than a one skein project. If you didn't do a rolled brim, I think you could do it with one skein, but it does I think call for 100 to 130 yards, which because the Malabrigo Rasta are 90-yard skeins, they wouldn't have enough for the recommended pattern anyway. So I'll show you what I'm doing with the rest of the skein that I had to buy for to finish this. Nice. So but it was a really, really quick knit. I knit it in a few hours, and would have finished it all in one go if I hadn't run out of yarn.
Nice.
So that's it. Now we can go back to what we're wearing.
What we're wearing. So I don't have any hand knits, but I am wearing knit-related accessories. So
Excellent.
I am accessorized today. I have my wrist ruler on. And I also have a stitch marker necklace. This was part of the Countess Ablaze collective that happened this summer. I've talked about these before. So it's this really beautiful silver necklace with stitch markers on. I have not been using stitch markers. I've just been having so much fun wearing them. In case of emergency, stitch markers is what they are.
Right.
So
exactly.
Yeah.
I too have my wrist ruler on. I wear it almost every single day, so it's got a lovely patina from me wearing it every single day. It's very well broken in now, and Ella's eating a carpet.
She's just cleaning up
stuff that people
have dropped.
But I am wearing a little bit of knitwear. It was actually kind of cool this morning because it was really, really foggy, so the sun hadn't come out by the time I left my house. And so it was just a little bit cool. And so I'm wearing my Color Affection shawl, and I've linked it in show notes so you can check out all the details. I used Woolenvine yarns for this, and it was a really early base that she had, and she actually doesn't use this particular base. It was 100% superwash merino, I believe. And these are some of her early colorways. I started buying yarn from her when she very, very first started dyeing, so I've got some of her really early colorways in my stash, just kind of hanging out. So
nice.
That's what I'm wearing today, and it probably won't stay on for very long.
It's supposed to be pretty
supposed
scorchy.
to be in the low to mid 80s, I think, today. So. Yeah. But it's supposed to be fairly dry and not super humid, so that'll be actually enjoyable.
That'll be nice.
So that's what I'm wearing today.
Nice. All right. So works in progress.
Mm-hmm.
I have a couple that's kind of the same ones that everybody's been seeing lately.
Mm-hmm.
So let me start with this one because I thought I was going to actually have a finished object. Don't get excited. It's not swag. I wish, but not quite. So I think last week I needed to do close the toe?
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you hadn't gotten to
So the toe's closed, and I have gotten to the point I was hopeful that maybe I was going to get this done, but not quite. I'm in the toe decreased section of sock number 2, like so close to having these done. And thank you for the helpful suggestions everybody had on the for the length and how long to make them. I did post some pictures. I don't think I put any out on social media, but if you go to my project page, I do have a couple pictures up of little Miss with this one sock on.
Oh, did you?
One of her
I haven't seen it
trying
yet.
to put the sock on because it was equally funny. So
Sorry, guys.
earthquake, doggy earthquake.
I'm trying to entertain Ella.
Yeah, so she's stopped eating the carpet.
Oh,
So I should have a finished object by next week, and then we'll see what kind of sock project I decide I want to cast on next. I was eyeballing some other remnants that might become tube socks, because this has been a pretty easy and straightforward way for me to use up some yarn.
See, here's Ella, everybody.
There she is.
Oh, thank you, Ella. Oh, Jago. Oh my goodness, Jago.
She's totally a lab, so if you start that game, be prepared for it to never end.
Good girl. I know. That's hop down, okay? Good girl. I know. You're a good girl, and it's hard when you're a young little puppy, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really hard. Yeah. There. Okay,
Okay.
so what am I working on? If Ella will let me show you. Hello. So I told you that I have quite a bit of yarn because I only ended up needing like, I don't know, 20 or 30 yards from the new skein of Rasta that I opened. And I forgot to tell you, the colorway is one of the new Tribeca colorways that I used for that hat. And it's Cucumber is
Ooh.
the one that I use. So 708 Cucumber. So in conjunction with Cucumber, I am using, I think the number is 416, is Indicita. Is that one? So that one is one of the kettle dyed, more traditional style ones. And I was like, well, what am I going to do with, some leftover Rasta? Why not put it together and do a little brioche? So I'm doing
Awesome.
a super chunky, and I haven't decided if I'm going to just turn this into a cowl or if it's going to be a hat. But if it's a cowl, it's going to sit like really close. But for a hat, it'll be super, super warm. And I am, oh my God, you guys, it's killing my hands. But I am knitting this on size 10 needles. So this is a super bulky. So typically you're on like a 13 to 15 needle. But yeah, I'm knitting this on 10s because it does have, brioche can have the tendency of being a little bit more open if you knit it on a needle that's typically to gauge.
Okay.
So I'm knitting it really, really tight so that it's a nice, dense hat. And sort of excitingly to go along with this might be a hat that I wear when I go to Edinburgh Yarn Festival because I'm going in March.
Yay!
I know.
Oh my gosh.
I know.
Woo!
I know.
When did that happen?
It's kind of been in the planning. It happened kind of quickly. And I really, really have wanted to go. And I was like, you know what? I want to go while it still has the flavor of being what it
smaller,
started.
yeah.
Because every year I watch, video and photos and everything coming from it. And it's turning into a bit like Rhinebeck where it's getting really, really big. And it's not that you still can't get the full feel of it, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I kind of want to go while it's still fairly young because I
Yeah.
think they've done it for 5 years now, something like that. So I, and it may be the only time that I go. Who knows? Maybe I'll go again. But I kind of wanted to feel what it's like in
Awesome.
the early stages. So
Awesome.
I'm really, really excited, and I'm gonna go.
Yay!
I'm so excited.
Super fun.
Class postings haven't come out for it yet. So I might do some classes too
Nice.
if classes are
Sweet.
look interesting. But anyway, so I don't have a pattern for this. If it turns out fun, I will write up a little pattern if you guys are interested. But yeah, it's a bit, if you don't like knitting on really bulky yarns, then you probably won't like this because like I said, I am knitting at a really tight gauge. But it's turning out really beautifully.
It is lovely.
With the, at that really tight gauge. So it's fun.
Nice.
So that's one of the things I'm working on. What else you got?
So I've got Swag. I have made some progress. Actually, quite a bit of progress. I had hoped to make more progress. So I guess I'm gonna have a lot of editing this week. I can't wait. Super excited.
Woohoo!
Woohoo! Excellent.
Swag!
Swag, guys, look it.
Oh my goodness.
It's coming along.
It is.
Isn't that amazing? Let's see. Thank you. So here's my little progress keeper from where I was last week. So I've done, good another like 5 inches or so.
Yeah. Which in fingering weight sweater stitch count numbers.
Yeah, I think the last time I measured, I'm at about 10 inches from the underarm. So the pattern calls for 14 inches. So
which is fairly standard.
Yeah, I have about maybe 2 more pattern repeats before the ribbing. My dilemma I'm coming to, I think I'm going to be okay. So this is a skein of yarn I'm knitting from right now, and then I have one more skein that's in the same true colorway, because this is the set where I had one skein that was a little bit darker.
That's right. Mm-hmm.
So I am going to see how much yarn I have when I hit the 14 inches, because one thought that I had was that if I was running short on the yarn, that I could switch to the darker yarn for the ribbing, and if I did it on the bottom of the sweater and on the cuffs, it will look very intentional. So stay tuned.
Yeah.
Because I've been thinking about that, because I've had some concerns that given my sizing issues that I may not have enough yarn of the same color ones. And if you're new to the podcast, I use the darker skein up here at the top for this section because you weren't going to be able to tell.
Yeah.
And it's just slightly darker when you hold them next to each other. It's very obvious that they're not the same.
Yeah.
We're not dyed in the same batch.
But, when they're that far apart on the sweater, just
tell.
shadows and everything, you would never be like, oh, that skein is, really different. So
Exactly. And then I figured if I did the ribbing on everything, that it would, like you said, look very intentional. I may still do it even if I'm not running short of yarn, because I think it might look cool.
Nice, yeah.
So I don't know what I might do, because I don't want to knit all of the ribbing in the darker color and then be like, I don't like that, and then have to rip it back. So I might stop, not do the ribbing, knit the sleeve ribbing in the darker color, and see if I like it, because if I have to rip back the ribbing, it's a smaller amount.
Right, yeah, rather than your 200 and some odd
whatever,
stitches.
Almost 300 stitches.
Yeah.
Ridiculous land.
No, yes. I agree.
So that's kind of what I've been mulling over, thinking about.
That's long sleeve? Is that?
It's supposed to be a long sleeved. I'm on the fence about whether I'm going to do long sleeve or 3/4. I might do an extra long sleeve so I can roll the cuff up, because I like that too.
Yeah.
Because when you roll the cuff up, it's easier to push it up, and it stays.
It'll stay. Yeah.
Stays put better. So.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
So I have one other thing that I've been working on, and it's something that you guys have seen before, but I've made a lot of progress on.
Nice.
This thing, I swear to God, I said to Ange, I'm like, I think it's knitting itself.
It's knitting itself, which is awesome.
Yeah. So, I know it's really quiet back there.
It's probably going to fall into the category of if you chew on it, I bought it.
Let's keep it quiet though. So, yeah, I'm working on Larch, which is from the Pam Allen book, Plain and Simple, and that book uses owl, and I decided to use owl for this because this is probably going to be for me and also going to be a shop sample, because that's the way we roll around here.
Yeah.
But last time I left you guys, I was right there, and I've got my little Harry Potter stitch marker on here that Ange got me for my birthday. So I was only like 2.5 inches in, and there I am. So that's how far.
Awesome.
That's how far I've come. A long, long way. So, where does that leave me? So that leaves me, I've got the pockets in. The linings aren't sewn down yet, which I'm just going to kind of, I may do that ahead of time, but I may just leave it until the end too. So I have to knit a total, I think, of 17 inches from the bottom until I start doing more things for the sleeves, and then you separate the front and the back, and those are knit separately after that. It's really flying. So yeah, once those are sewn in, these'll straighten out a little bit. But yeah, I really, on size 10s, is just flying, and it's just stocking it. So I don't even have to pay attention. I'm just, cruising along, which I guess it's been really good for me lately, because I just have been able to sit and not have to think about it and just go. So coming up, I will have a little bit more thinking, once I have to separate out for the sleeves and do their short row shaping for the shoulders. But I think the front and the backs, there's not that much going on in those other than, I don't know if they're shaping around the sleeves or not, because it's quite bulky sweater, and it's just a drop shoulder sweater too. You pick up, so once you finish the front and the back and you do 3 needle bind off on the shoulders, you pick up stitches around the armholes and then work the sleeves down. So I don't know. I don't think it's going to be that long, and I'm going to have another FO. So, and this is I love the fabric from this. It's going to be a great fall sweater.
Nice.
Just kind of throw it on over jeans or, over leggings or whatever, especially if it's long enough. We'll see if it's long enough for that. But Larch, it's cruising.
Super cool.
I know.
So if you hadn't been able to tell what I'm up to over here, I may or may not be knitting a swatch.
Oh my God.
I know, right? And the whole axes of the world just shifted, and Mars went into or Pluto went into retrograde or whatever. Anyway, Mercury, I don't know. One of those, something happened.
Poor Pluto.
Pluto isn't even a planet anymore. It got demoted.
Poor Pluto.
Poor Pluto. So I decided to be a good knitter and do a swatch for the throwback, right? So I decided to knit the throwback. And if you haven't seen this populating around on social media, this is the new Andrea Mowry
that's lovely.
Pattern that she came out with sorry, I don't mean to cover your face up, Kelly.
You can.
For Rhinebeck. So it's a 4-color work sweater. And I had found some yarn in my stash when I was tossing my stash, I don't know, a little bit ago. And I thought, hey, this would make a really great throwback. So this is going to be my main color. It's this nice heathered, sort of light, almost like the stuff. It's a little darker than
it's very similar
the
to
stuff
that.
Kelly's working on. And then I was like, I know I have 3 colors, because you don't need a huge amount for the color work. So those are my 3 colors.
Pretty.
So it's like a white, natural color, and this is like kind of a medium heathered purple, and this is a really dark, deep kind of plum color.
That's gonna be
So
really
I think
fun.
with that as the main color, it's gonna look really nice. So I thought, well, I'm gonna swatch. So let me tell you a swatching story.
Oh no.
Gather around, children and friends. This is why I don't swatch. Sometimes it's better not knowing. So I cast on for a swatch over the weekend. Probably that was my first mistake. I may or may not have already had a glass of wine at that point. With US 8s, which is what the pattern calls for.
Okay.
And I have a really hard time gauging how many stitches I need to cast on. It's math, right? I should be able to be like, if I need 4 inches and I need this many stitches, I just add a few extra stitches. So
what I do?
yes.
Here's my little swatch tip. So I usually try to do around a 6-inch swatch. So if they give you the stitches per 4 inches, so say they did 20 over 4 inches, then I add another half. So half of 20 is 10. So I do 30.
Yep.
And then sometimes I'll add a few extras if I want little selvage stitches. So I might do like 36.
Yep.
So that's what I do.
So my first swatch on US 8s, I cast on 40 stitches because it seemed like a good idea. It was ginormous. And
Which, you know,
which
there's
is
nothing
fine.
wrong with
Which
it
is
for
fine.
a big swatch.
Nothing wrong with it. I knit it to the point where I could measure my stitch gauge, and it was off. So the pattern is, I think, I need 9.25 stitches per 2 inches, so 18.5 stitches per 4 inches. So it was a little bit off, and this is where it gets fun. I went, oh, okay, well, I need to go up a needle size. So I busted out the 9s. I ripped out my swatch. I hadn't washed it either because I just was like, I'm gonna get some rough and dirty just numbers here, right? Because let's
See how close you are.
let's not go super crazy with the swatching.
Let's not go Kelly with the
Let's not
swatching.
go Kelly with the swatching. So I pulled out my swatch and I changed my needles to US 9s, and I cast on less stitches because I learned my lesson with a gigantic swatch. Well, friends, I did not need to go up a needle size. I apparently needed to go down a needle size. So when I knit on my US 9s, I was getting 8 stitches per 2 inches. And by that point, it was the next day, and I was not drinking wine. So math
And
made
you're like, oh.
so math made a lot more sense at that point, and I went, yeah, that's the wrong direction. So I was going to get a really gigantic sweater if I went with that, because at this point I'm a pretty significant amount of stitches off. 16 per 4 inches, and I need 18.5 per 4 inches. That's a pretty big difference. But I remember thinking like, well, I kind of liked the fabric I was getting on the 8s. So now I'm back doing a smaller size swatch on the 8s, which I'm going to wash because this yarn that I have is not a super wash.
Oh,
so
okay.
it'll full a little bit.
Yeah.
It'll bloom a little bit, and so but I don't know how much.
Right.
So I want to check that, and I think regardless I'm going to stay on the 8s because I like the fabric.
Yep.
So if I have to do a little bit of math, I will do it in the morning after I've had my coffee, as opposed to at the end of the day when I have not had coffee for a while. And just if I have to, and the other piece is it's a cardigan.
Yeah.
So I may just adjust the size that I'm going to knit, and I may just go down a size because I'm getting a bigger gauge than what this pattern calls for.
Yeah.
So anyway, stay tuned. That was all I could allow myself to do, because I think, and I kind of am glad that I've had some gauge issues, because otherwise I would have cast on throwback, and Zweig would just be like, nah, you can just sit over here for now.
I know. I will allow myself. Lately, I've been pretty monogamous with projects. I did do that hat really quick, but I knew it was going to take like no time to do.
Yeah.
But I will allow. So when I was working on my Winterly sweater that I just finished and showed you guys last week, I allowed myself to swatch for larch. But that's it. I was like, okay, I'm not going to cast on because I had basically sleeves left. And I'm like, this is ridiculous. I can plow through these sleeves in no time if I just do it. And I did. And now larch is flying because it's pretty much the only thing I'm working on.
Yep.
And I don't know where this weird motivation is coming from for me to just work on one project at a time. It's bizarre and it's not like me at all. But hey,
Hey, whatever
works.
Yep.
Change happens, and
Exactly.
I'm just rolling with it. So
Nice.
yeah.
Nice. So I did no acquisitions this week. I've been very good. Been too busy to get into trouble.
I have the acquisitions of the Rasta, which I already showed you guys.
Yep.
But other than that, did I have any other? Oh, I do have something coming.
We'll show it when it gets here.
Right. So it's not technically an acquisition yet because it's not in my possession.
Not here.
But it's coming from England, so
it'll be a bit.
It'll be a little bit before it comes. But then I'll be sure to show you when it does.
Nice. Nice.
It's a Christmas colorway.
I need to bust out my Christmas colorways yarn that I bought last year and start knitting on now, so I have socks for this year for Christmas. But.
Well, the one I got, it's by the time I got to the update, there was only a single ply merino left, so I think I'm gonna do a sock head hat with it, which would be kind of fun.
That would be fun.
Yeah.
So, hey, we've got a couple of really fun events coming up. I'm just gonna switch gears.
Excellent.
Right now.
You keep on rolling.
I'm gonna roll. So the Rhinebeck bus, it's filling up.
Oh, I have fun news.
What?
So I showed my winterly/autumnly cardigan last week, and I posted on Instagram a picture of the finished piece, and I used the CC's wool from that. So she contacted me. She watched the podcast and saw that, I mentioned it on the podcast.
And Kelly and I are going to
really
have throwdowns
sweet.
in her booth at
I know.
Rhinebeck.
So she is going to be sending us coupons to use at Rhinebeck. So anybody who's going on the Rhinebeck bus with us, in their goodie bag is going to have a coupon from CC.
Whoa!
And it's going to be, if you buy a skein of yarn, any skein of yarn, then you get half off a project bag.
What? That's awesome.
Isn't that amazing? It was so
amazing.
sweet. Yeah. So she reached out to me through Instagram. So any of you guys, if you're going on our Rhinebeck bus, you'll have a coupon to use at CC's. So, which is amazing.
Don't worry, Kelly and I will leave you some wool.
Maybe.
Maybe.
She was sending me pictures of the project bags and some of the yarn and stuff, and I'm like, oh, I love that one.
I follow her on Instagram, and I was looking, because she was just at the New Jersey Fiber Festival this last weekend, and I was looking at some, because she's got some new colors that she's dyed, and I was like, oh.
I know, there's gorgeous ones. And you should just follow her on Instagram anyway.
Because it's amazing.
So she has Jacob sheep, and in the spring, she posts pictures of the lambs. Oh my God. They crack me up. I was showing Carol every day. I'm like, oh my God, look at this one.
Yeah.
It was so cute. It was really cute.
So that's awesome.
Yeah.
So if you needed more reasons to go on the Rhinebeck bus, coupons.
I know.
And goodie bags and a super fun time. So head on over. The bus is filling up.
It is.
So if you want to go, come reserve your seat so you can go.
Yep. And I just got the form for buying the festival tickets, so I'm going to get those. So it's all coming together. Yay. And like Anne said, the bus is actually starting to fill up really quickly.
Yeah.
So if it's something that you were considering, definitely sign up soon. Because, we still have a number of spaces, and we haven't in the past filled
it to the gills, but
I know some of the other yarn stores around, we mentioned it to them if they had customers who were interested in going and they didn't want to organize their own bus, because it's not something we make money on. Yep. We just do it as a fun thing.
So some of those folks are buying tickets, and we're seeing them come into.
So it's fun. It's really, really fun.
So much fun.
Great crew of people going. So
absolutely.
Yeah.
So, and the other thing I'm really excited to announce,
yay,
is the retreat. Tickets and information is now live on the website.
Yep, we just put that up this morning. We're going to add some photos and things like that, just so you can kind of see what the area is like. We should walk down to Burlington downtown and take pictures. Most of it's going to happen on the grounds because of the time of year. You're not really going to want to walk into downtown.
No.
You could drive into downtown and be fine, but we're doing everything at the conference center, and it's going to be so fun. The marketplace is happening there. The only thing we're not is the trip to the Muscle of Yarn. So,
I'm still calling it Unwind with Muscle of Yarn. So if you search Unwind on the website, it will come up. So this is as much as we've been able to, an all-inclusive retreat. So the price that you would pay is for your lodging for 3 nights, right? Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Yep, 3 nights. Your meals.
All of the meals.
It would include the wine, beer, cider tasting on Friday night. And it's also includes the class. We are going to have a yarn dyeing class on Saturday that folks can choose to partake in. It would include any sort of snacks. We have a movie night planned. We have a s'mores night planned. It's going to be super fun. The only thing that the price does not include would be, anything you purchase at the
The marketplace,
or
the
anything you
store.
want to buy at the store.
And Cash Bar.
And the Cash Bar. So Thursday night and Saturday night, and actually Friday night as well, outside of the wine tasting, beer, cider, hard cider tasting, we'll have a Cash Bar. That was just, we were trying to keep the overall cost as economical as possible. So quick details, there's tons of more information on the website, but we have a few single occupancy rooms that we have available, and the price for those is $650. And then we have more, I think 29 double occupancy.
Double/triple. Some of them are going to be triples.
Yep, that's how we ended up with 29. I was like, how does 29 work with double occupancy? No, double/triple occupancy. Those rooms are $550. And I did put in the description, we do actually have the ability to make quads, like if you're coming with a group, but the rooms have some bunk beds. So our double/triple occupancy is with everybody sleeping on the ground level.
Lower bunks.
Lower bunk.
Not on the floor, don't worry.
No, not on the floor. It's actual beds. So we didn't want to presume that people could be up on the top bunk.
Yeah.
So if you don't have an issue with top bunk and you're coming with a group, let us know in the comments section. We'll try to accommodate groups as much as we can.
And if you're coming, with a friend or two friends, we could certainly make sure we put you in the same room together because,
Yep. So I know some folks have been anxiously waiting for this to go live so they can reserve their spot.
Yeah.
It is live. Please feel free. We're going to try to keep it sort of intimate. I think there's about 35 beds available, 35 beds available. We are most likely going to have some. If you're local to us and you don't want to come for the whole weekend, we are most likely going to have a day pass available on Saturday for a few folks.
And it's just going to be Saturday activities.
Yep. So that would include the yarn dyeing class, the meals that day, and the marketplace, and then the evening times. And then I think we'll have some just marketplace tickets available as well. So if you just want to come shop.
Amazing vendors.
Holy smokes, you guys. I'm still waiting for a couple of people to get back to me or to confirm, but the lineup's pretty stellar. They're all local. They're all local folks that are local to us. And so we are really excited. So very excited.
Yeah. Great, talented folks. So.
Yep. And once you purchase... Hey! Knock it off. Shh. I think she's getting distracted by the cars going by.
I think so, too.
Anyway. So once you purchase your ticket and your spots reserved, we will have a follow-up sheet that we will send all of the retreat attendees to get stuff from you, like if there's dietary restrictions, if there's mobility restrictions, if there are some other things that we need to be aware of as we're putting people in rooms or working with our caterer to put the meals together.
Yeah, so that won't be an instantaneous email.
Nope.
It'll be coming a little bit later, but just, make sure you keep an eye out for an email either from myself or Ange, and our email addresses do have Muscle of Yarn in them, but also they come up as our personal names a lot of times. So if people see that, then they're like, oh, and we'll try to make sure we have, Muscle of Yarn Retreat in the subject line so that it, it'll look familiar. But I know I'm really sensitive about getting email from people that I don't know.
You're like, who is this?
Like, yeah, exactly. Yeah. So just, that will be coming. It won't be right away, but it'll be coming, in the next few weeks or so, so that we can really start laying everything out, getting the room assignments done, and that kind of thing.
Exactly.
So, but we wanted to just get it out there for you so that you could start making your travel arrangements, because I know there's a number of people who are traveling quite some distance, or who want to travel quite some distance to come and join us. And it's going to be so fun. And we've got a couple of surprises lined up for you guys that we're not going to talk about just yet.
And of course there'll be shenanigans. Actually, somebody messaged me, I think it was on Instagram, and they were like, you should call it the Muscle of Yarn Shenanigans Retreat. And I was like, yeah, that's awesome.
I know, because we're always up to something.
Don't worry, there'll be plenty of shenanigans. I mean, you're just gonna spend the weekend with me and Kelly. Like, that's trouble just right there.
And Jen's gonna be there.
Jen's gonna be there too.
So,
all three of us.
I know. So if you want to meet our third partner who on occasion will make a cameo.
She does make some cameos.
Jen will be there too. So yeah, it's gonna be just a really, really fun weekend.
We are so excited.
I know.
And now I'm even more excited because we got the information live, so you can share your excitement with us.
Yeah. So we'll have to go down. We'll take a bunch more pictures so you guys can see the venue. But Ange and I will have to plan a trip, and we'll just go down and take some pictures of where it is on the lake because it's really cool. It's right on the lake. I know. Which in March it's still really cool because you can watch the ice. The ice is probably going to start going out.
Yep.
So it's kind of fun.
Yep.
Anyway, hopefully it won't be too much snow and stuff on the ground, but we make the best of it. It'll actually be kind of fun for our s'mores night and stuff if there's snow on the ground.
Bonfire, like it'll be awesome.
It really will be.
So excited.
Yeah.
So take a look at that. We've got 3 knit-alongs going. A summer multicolor summer shawl along is coming to an end. Sort of
just in time for the weather to get cool because like by the time we close it next week, it's supposed to be back in the 60s, like fall weather again. Not so it's our summer weather's coming to an end and.
We've pulling together some awesome prizes for that. We one of our designers that we've worked with before has donated a pattern for us to give away as a part of the summer shawl along. So we'll have that. We'll have some yarn and other fun things. We've got no shortage of goodies either out of the store or from Kelly and my personal stash.
I know.
I may have some project bags I want to let go of so I can justify buying some more. At Rhinebeck and CC Wolf booth.
Excellent.
I'm so excited. So that stuff's going on, and the Mitten Tree Cal is going to start October 1st. I've seen some folks who are working on some stuff, so whips in progress are allowed. So the Cal doesn't officially start until October 1st, but you could cast on stuff right now.
Yeah. And it's for charity.
It's for
so
charity,
honestly,
so we're going to be so loosey-goosey with the rules on this. It's just we want to get participation, and it's a way for us to give back. And here it makes total sense because of the type of winters we have. So it's our way to say thank you to the community.
Yeah. And we have, we've got a lot of homeless people in the area. We've got a lot of people that aren't well off. That these pieces make a huge difference to keeping them warm. So. We're helping everybody.
Yeah, and I think it's fair to say that the knit-along, sorry, I just jumped ahead to like prizes and other things, but the knit-along is closing at the end of November, so Kelly and I will have just gotten back from Rhinebeck. And we are notorious for buying stuff at Rhinebeck to give out as prizes.
Right.
So we bring Rhinebeck back.
So if you can't go to Rhinebeck, I know.
Okay.
You might be able to get a little piece of it.
Absolutely. And we usually run some sort of contest over the weekend while we're gone, either I think the one that we need to do again is the Instagram.
Oh my gosh,
MLY No Rhinebeck. So it's for all the folks who weren't able to go to Rhinebeck for whatever reason, and if they post over the weekend with that hashtag, we draw prizes from that one. That was super fun. We should do that
really
one again.
fun. That was fun. Yeah. So Anne and I are just talking of we kind of glazed over events a little bit. Cals, they're the same ones we've been doing, so we won't talk in full detail about them. But Ange and I are both going to Rhinebeck, and Jen will be there, and our friend Carol will be there too.
And we will be at Needles Up.
The two of us are going to be at Needles Up, so if you see us, say hi.
We will have swag with us.
We'll have fun stuff that we'll be giving out, and we just want to say hi to everybody too. So
take some pictures.
So if we look like we're like in a heated discussion or something, we're not. Just say hi to us.
Interrupt us.
Yeah, and because we would love to say hi to you guys, and be sure to tell us like who you are and like your Instagram or Ravelry name, because that's usually how I'm interacting with people, and then I'm like, now it makes sense.
Yeah, no, totally.
So we'd love to say hi to you, and I'm gonna go to Sheep and Wool, Vermont Sheep and Wool, on the Sunday, which I think is the 30th of September. I think the Sheep and Wool Festival is the 29th and 30th this year, something like that. So I'm going to be going on Sunday.
I'm sadly going to be out of town.
Angie's going to be out of town, so she's not going. But so if you see me at Vermont Sheep and Wool, say hi.
You might see Silent Ange, depending on what kind of mood Kelly's in. Maybe Silent Ange will be sticking out of her backpack.
Maybe.
I don't know. Maybe. Or she might be like, no, then I'll leave you.
Although my husband's going with me too.
Oh.
So I don't. He might give me like a weird look. If I'm like,
you know,
yeah, I'm bringing Silent Ange.
They
be
don't
like,
quite understand some of this stuff and how funny it is.
I know,
right? Because I would get the same. What?
I know.
If I was trying to bring Kelly's face on a stick someplace. Maybe I should take your face on a stick to the wedding that I have to go to, and I can be social media it while I'm there.
Oh my god, that would be so hilarious.
All right,
People would be like, "What?
What?" I'll be like, "No, it's an online thing. It's a thing.
It's a thing.
Don't worry.
Don't
if you don't know about it, you don't need to worry.
Yeah, it's fine. Don't worry. It's okay.
And my husband will never go anywhere with me ever again. I'm so doing it. All right, my kids would love it.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
I know.
Okay, just totally derailed our conversation.
That's okay. Okay. Yeah. So those are things that we're not like.
I'm sorry. Maybe I need to take a Pocket Kelly.
A pocket.
You know the Pocket Jamie from
Oh,
Outlander?
that's right, from Outlander. Mm-hmm.
I'll just get like a little laminated picture of Kelly and I'll put her in my pocket and then I can bring her out.
I can like sit on the table, have a glass of wine with you.
Sit next to my knitting. Because that's not creepy either.
I can do that when I go to Edinburgh.
I'm gonna make a Pocket Kelly.
Can you imagine like TSA if I pull out a Pocket Ange? Be like, excuse me, ma'am, why do you have a small figure of a person in your pocket?
I love it.
Oh my god.
Man.
That would be so funny.
All right.
I might have to just do that.
I have some ideas about how we can accomplish Pocket Kelly and Pocket Ange.
Sweet.
Okay.
I think.
Are we done? Have we used up all of our time today?
I think we better. It's going to be almost store opening time here soon,
Okay.
and we're about an hour in, so it's going to be a little bit of a shorter podcast for you guys, which is not necessarily a bad thing.
Nope.
Because we've had some longer ones.
Yeah. And so this one might actually go up sooner than is normal because my schedule is not going to put me anywhere near my office tomorrow.
Oh boy.
So my choices are either to edit it and load it this afternoon while I'm there, or to hope and pray that my home internet loads it in a timely fashion overnight and tomorrow. So it's possible it's going to go up this afternoon.
That's fine.
If it goes up this afternoon, it goes up this afternoon.
Hey, at least you guys get an episode this week, right? You can save it until tomorrow morning and have it with your cup of coffee or tea.
I know.
We get that a lot. It's really cute. I love that.
I think it's
that
fantastic.
people have their cup of coffee or tea with us in the morning.
Yep.
I like it.
So if you see it go up later this afternoon, you do not have the wrong day. It's just...
And we'll make sure that I'll get the discount code up.
So it'll be live.
So that at least that'll be up for you guys.
So as soon as this episode airs, the discount codes will be ready to go. So you might get extra day.
Right?
Yeah. Be awesome.
Woohoo!
Yay. Excellent.
Yeah.
All right. So I think we're all set. I think we are both, we're going to be able to give you a regular episode again next week.
Cool.
The week after that is probably going to be our Q&A episode because my schedule is, I think I said something to Kelly along the lines of, can I just make it through this month?
So we do have a little store news. With fall weather comes a lot of change, and we've had a lot of change in the store. You'll see some different faces in here. She's moving on and doing some cool weaving things and just doing some other stuff. So she's a dear friend, and you'll see her because she's going to be at Rhinebeck with us, and we're going to do all kinds of fun, sheepy,
friend of the podcast,
woolly events and stuff with Carol. So you'll still see her around, but Andrea, who's working with us, she's going to go full-time. Yeah. So you're going to see Andrea a whole lot more, and then we have an awesome new employee, Pam, who's going to be her part-time. So just so if you guys are local and you're seeing some new faces and people around, that's what's going on.
I'll be at the store on Saturday.
Oh, no.
Help me blow up the system. No, I'm just kidding.
You're gonna be doing that anyway because of the Seasons of
Oh
Vermont
my God,
boxes.
yeah. Hopefully.
Seasons of Vermont. We didn't mention that.
Oh yeah, Season of Vermont. It's going live on Saturday.
Saturday.
At noon, assuming I remember to make it live. So somebody ping me if it's not live.
I will be. I'll be in class and be like, "What, Angela?
Stop. Make it. Go on the area. So, anyway. So here's our Season of Vermont box.
Those are the stitch markers. Aren't they fun?
They're so pretty.
They're really fun.
So
Everything goes so well.
fall.
And then we've got the Woolen & Co.
The Spiced Chai Wool Wash.
Yep.
Our yarn from Fuse Fiber Studios. Our
Kitchener
Stitch
little fob.
tulle from Katrinkles, and our Joan Fitzhugh project bags, which are so amazingly gorgeous.
They have pockets inside.
We are going to be able to sell this box to you for $75, so the prices drop back down a little bit. Kelly tells me the shipping is under £1, so
It can go first class if you first class package if you want it to, which is about half the cost
of priority.
Obviously, if you want to have insurance and all that kind of thing on it, select priority. Or if you add other yarn to your order, it's going to push it over £1 and it will have to go priority. But just so you guys are aware, it's going to be a little bit more affordable this time around. So Saturday at noon.
Yep, and the listing's up and the pattern choices are up. So take a look. There's quite a variety between hats, socks, fingerless mitts, a couple shawls. So take a look. Hopefully something catches your eye. The yarn is gorgeous.
It's really lovely.
So it's a great September, October fall foliage is the theme this time. Mm-hmm. Which we are so lucky here to have.
I know some of the trees are already starting to turn.
Go.
Yeah.
Yep.
So.
All right. So I think that about.
That better be it before I think of something else.
I know. Oh, and.
I know.
Oh, and. All right. So we are all set this week. Thank you for stopping by. We hope you enjoyed spending some time with us. And
everybody in the southern Atlantic states, please
stay
careful. Stay safe. Florence is coming, and she is a monster.
Yeah, she's been downgraded a little bit, but it's still pretty good size.
Her winds are lower, but her size is enormous. Yeah, she grew. So
we have
everybody
some
stay safe.
Family friends down in that area. I know they are in the process of evacuating to Florida. So it's which is just funny to me that they're going to Florida to get away from the hurricane. But anyway, it's be safe, folks, and we'll see everybody next week.
Absolutely.
All right.
We'll see you then.
Bye. I'm gonna test out the microphone thing here, see if my theory is holding true, that this in fact is the way to get the microphone to work, which would be awesome because the sound quality was so much better last week. So, all right, test that. You're kidding, right?
Hang on just a second.
Stop.
She's stealing stuff. Oh my goodness.
This section's going in the outtakes. Hey, you. Go lay down. Go lay down. She has good taste. Go lay down. Come here. Sit. 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 Lay down. Yay, you're minding very well. We are still working on her manners. She's only 9 months old. So, still a puppy. Mm-hmm. You need to go settle down. I don't know. Why do you not settle down here? You settle down fine at my office.
Probably because she's not here very often, so there's a lot to see and do.
Fun stuff here.
Yeah.
That's okay. All right. So back on track.
Back on track.
Yes. I don't know what
Who
that's all
knows?
about.
We weren't
cut that
really
out.
talking about anything.
No.
So.
I've hit that stage with her where she's starting to bark at things.
She's probably feeling more confident since she's been with you for a while.
Yep. My husband was on our front porch last weekend, and he was a little bit, I don't think he realized he was teasing her, but standing in the window, and she started barking, so he kept standing in the window and was like looking at her and pointing at her through the window, and so she was like just
Losing it, yeah.
losing her mind inside.
Yeah.
And I was like, really? Like, why did you do that? Come on.
Oh, boy.
So no, she started, asserting herself a little bit, which is good. And she's, 9 months old, so it's about
Yeah.
appropriate time. Anyway, so I'll cut all of this I'll cut the barking out and throw the rest of it into the outtakes. So the camera's on. So we're doing this mitten tree thing.
Yes.
We have that giant blank wall up there next to the door that makes all of us crazy.
Yeah. We could
Can
put
I-
stuff up.
Yeah, can we run some clothes figure out how to attach without making a huge amount of damage some clothesline up there, and then we could clip as our stuff comes in. We could
That'd
do
be
a
fun.
big. I could see if I could get John Clark to make us a little banner that says Mitten Tree, Muscle of Yarn, and the UPS store, because he's kind of promoting it too,
Right.
and so we could cross advertise.
That'd be cool.
And then we can hang things up there, and then we can use it for social media and other media stuff. And if we have,
Yeah.
And-
And we can leave that and then hang up, different projects and things, either new ones or
yeah,
if we want to highlight customer projects.
yeah.
Yeah, it'd be
The
fun.
only thing that I have not figured out is how to attach said cord to the wall without damaging the wall. But maybe we want to run some cord that's permanently affixed into the wall. But I think we have to check with the landlord before we do that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Because,
But think on it, because that was
Okay.
we can put Jen on it too, because that's totally her
Yeah.
wheelhouse. But I was like, what a perfect way to decorate, but also showcase this project that we're working on, and then in the future we could do something similar there.
the other thing we might be able to do, and I could put Bob on this, is we could make, little stands that have 3 feet and then they push up against the wall and have it look like an old-time clothesline and have the line going,
But it's not actually attached
attached.
to the wall.
Yeah, and it would be stable enough if it had 3 feet, 2 going this way and 1 coming out. It would be stable enough.
And then we could just clip.
And we could even move it around the store if we wanted it somewhere else.
That's brilliant, Kelly.
And then just run the line between the two. And then
Yeah.
have a bottom brace to hold it so that it won't...
That is a super good idea.
That might work.
That might work. I mean, even if we had to affix that to the wall, it's still
With just a couple L brackets or something, and it would
Yeah.
be fine. And that would be a couple screws.
yeah. That might
I
work
think that could work.
well. So anyway, so that was my brainstorm, because I was like, we have to do something there.
That would be really cute.
And then it's a pretty collection point too, right? Because we keep saying
Yeah.
we're gonna be a collection point, but then we could showcase it. Maybe we can make little cards that people could fill out with their information.
Yeah.
I
And then if
don't
we
know.
decide to do something different with that wall, we could always use that apparatus to put in the window and do some window displays and stuff too. So it's got all kinds of
Every once in a while,
possibility.
I have sheer genius.
And then when you mention it,
And then I mention
one
it
or
to
the
other
other,
people, and
We
they
start
add to
brainstorming?
the sheer genius initial idea, and we come up with something really awesome. Love it.
I know.
Totally love it. Should we move the camera closer?
We can.
Yeah,
It is further away
it
then.
is further away. And I was leaning forward when I was setting up, so I was like, oh, no, that's fine.
Is that okay?
Yeah. No. Okay. Because people like to look at our knitting
And our knitting.
and
Look
who's it's.
That's where I was last week.
Oh, that's
This
amazing.
thing is like knitting itself.
That's amazing.
I got the pockets in, except for I have to sew down the linings, but there's pockets.
Oh my goodness. And you're going to a retreat, so you're going to probably have some more knitting time this weekend? Maybe? A little bit?
Maybe some. There's, the classes are all day.
Oh.
So you get some, at lunchtime, you get some after. And then one night they do the trip to the store. which I don't really need yarn, but
Well-
sometimes it's kind of fun just to go and
That's when we send Kelly for reconnaissance.
reconnaissance mission. Let's see what's new, what we don't have.
What do we not have that we want in the
Right.
store? Ella is here again.
She is, but we're
This-
before the store opens,
So she's just kind of.
she's just wandering.
She's probably looking for some water. Let me go grab her some water real quick.
Okay.
And then she probably, my guess is that she's going to settle right
You
down.
can use the giant Halloween bowl. That's the
Oh.
one that I use for
Okay.
my dog sometimes.
I've been pulling just like paper bowls out and then throwing them away because I'm a bad.
It's up on the shelf.
Okay. All right, let me do that.
Because I just give it a wash before I use it anyway, since it collects dust. So they're gonna have an outtake of me just sitting here knitting.
Oh, I know. It was like me last week.
It's like the knitting channel.
I know, right?
We can just sit here and knit, not say anything. That'd be kind of funny.
Okay. You need to just chill out because we're going to start podcasting. It's like when we're at my office and you just have to hang out and.
What's in here? Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you, Ella. My knees needed cleaning.
Yes.
My knees needed cleaning day to day. Oh, you good girl.
I am such a lab.
Are you a good girl? You a good girl. Where's your bone? Go get your bone.
Oh, did she eat it? She ate it all.
She did. Oh my god.
Crap. I guess I gave that to you too early.
Okay.
Alrighty.
Okay.
So hopefully we'll be without dog wine today because the microphone will really pick that up.
Yeah. But there aren't people coming and going, and I think
should
that
be
was
fine.
one of her big triggers. She's so friendly, she wanted to
Go
meet
say-
everybody.
She wanted to go say hi.
So,
And I wasn't letting her. And she was acting like the child that she is. Angry. Or actually just complaining. She was complaining. That's all
yeah,
she was
she
doing.
was.
Wah, wah, wah.
And just a high pitched, whiny voice.
Because that's what dogs do. And kids. All right. Are we ready?
I think we're ready.
Okay.
Might as well just start rolling. We'll make the best of it.
Yep.
She's just exploring.
I think so. It's probably smelling Winnie and Willie.
Mm-hmm. And the baby and
All kinds of stuff.
all kinds of things that come and visit us.
Yes. Okay.